Dr. Joe Dispenza is a presenter, researcher, corporate consultant, author, and educator who has been invited to speak in over 33 countries, across 6 continents. As a lecturer and educado, he is motivated by the belief that every individual have the capacity for greatness and limitless capacities. According to Dr. Joe Dispenza, your body is a machine for making protein, and proteins are responsible for your body's structure and function, and every cell in the body, with the exception of red blood cells, produces proteins. Your immune system creates immune proteins called antibodies your stomach cells produce. Digestive proteins known as enzymes, collagen, and elastin are skin proteins produced by your skin cells. Your muscle cells produce the actin and myosin proteins, and in order for the cell to produce a protein, a gene must be regulated. Are you on board? Come on. Is this excessive? Therefore, this used to mean that you are programmed to be a certain way and doomed by your DNA. This is false. We are adaptation and change marvels. Would you agree that if you are a scientist studying rats in a static setting, you will not observe many genetic or neurological changes? Therefore, genes are like Christmas tree lights in that they constantly switch on and off, and when they activate the upregulate, they produce a nutritious protein, and when they downregulate or switch off, protein becomes cheaper. And you know, the central dogma and science was that genes cause disease. However, less than 5%. More like 1% of every person born with a genetic condition, such as Tay-Sachs disease, sickle cell anemia, and type 1 diabetes, is due to birth, while the remaining 95 to 99% is due to lifestyle and behavior. Therefore, scientists who plan to map the human genome stated, okay, there are 100,000 proteins that make up the body. Therefore, there must be 100,000 genes. 40,000 regulatory proteins contributed to the production of these proteins. Thus, there are 40,000 additional genes. Therefore, 100,000 plus 40,000 is 140,000 genes for each protein. When the human genome has 23,600 genes mapped into 88, you share 300 genes with chimpanzees, some more than others, but nearly that many, because a single gene may include over 3,000 variants. And sickness is not caused by genes. It is the environmental signal that instructs and selects the gene to produce new proteins. But if you're having the same ideas, making the same decisions, exhibiting the same behaviors, and producing the same experiences, in order to generate the same emotions, you have the same lights on and the other lights out, and you're destined by genetics. Are you still willing to take a bunch of anxious executives? Dr. Joe Dispenza is a presenter, researcher, corporate consultant, author, and educator who has been invited to speak in over 33 countries, across 6 continents. As a lecturer and educado, he is motivated by the belief that every individual have the capacity for greatness and limitless capacities. According to Dr. Joe Dispenza, your body is a machine for making protein, and proteins are responsible for your body's structure and function, and every cell in the body, with the exception of red blood cells, produces proteins. Your immune system creates immune proteins called antibodies your stomach cells produce. Digestive proteins known as enzymes, collagen, and elastin are skin proteins produced by your skin cells. Your muscle cells produce the actin and myosin proteins, and in order for the cell to produce a protein, a gene must be regulated. Are you on board? Come on. Is this excessive? Therefore, this used to mean that you are programmed to be a certain way and doomed by your DNA. You instruct them on how to live in the present. You teach them how to breathe, as well as how to make and execute a variety of decisions and actions. In addition, you instruct them on how to express repressed feelings, and by the end of 8 weeks, they had regulated 1,561 new genes and over 800 growth and repair genes, and over 700 genes that down-regulate inflammation and disease, activating new lights and turning off all existing ones. Consequently, we conducted an experiment. This past February, our advanced workshop was held. I picked 120 individuals at random in order to evaluate their cortisol or stress hormone levels, and I wish to evaluate another substance known as IgA immunoglobulin, or salivary immunoglobulin, of the body's principal defense against bacteria and viruses, that is superior to the flu vaccine. And when your stress hormones increase, your immune system decreases, because when you begin to mobilize all this energy for a threat in your external world, whether real or imagined, you deplete the energy needed for growth and repair in your internal environment. If you continue to activate the fight or flight response, you continue to activate the sympathetic nervous system and mobilize all of this energy. You are absorbing critical energy from this unseen field surrounding your body. You are transforming it into chemistry, and if you continue to do so, the field surrounding your body will diminish. Now, you are more matter than energy, more particle than wave, and now in your life, matter is attempting to transform matter, and it will take time to obtain what you desire. But when you continue to deplete your energy and deplete this field, the immune system begins to shut down, because all the troops are fighting some foreign war, and there is no homeland security, and egg levels decrease. We therefore selected 120 individuals at random and tested their cortisol levels, and we measured their levels of IgA now. Anger is the emotion you experience when under stress. Stress hormones generate animosity, annoyance, impatience, fear, anxiety, concern, guilt, humiliation, envy, jealousy, and competition. Those are normal human states of consciousness, according to psychology, and those are altered states of consciousness, because surviving under stress is a matter of survival, and stress is when your brain and body lose their equilibrium. The brain and body are thrown out of balance by stress. Are you on board? So, I concluded that one of the opposites was actually true. What if individuals were taught how to have an open heart, and when you are frustrated, impatient, and angry, your heartbeat becomes irregular? We have repeatedly determined that the heart becomes very incoherent.
Anh viết vẫn chưa xong, liệu rằng ngày đó có đến trước, dành khi người mới còn chưa mong, như anh từng là người đến trước, khi đắng, khi ngọt, hạnh phúc song hành như chén thuốc em à. Đầu em lúc nào cũng đơn giản, em ca từ anh chỉ mộc mạc, không cần quá nhiều điều cao siêu, mọi thứ bắt nguồn từ gốc gác, không phải bông đùa hay chốc lát, càng không tự nhiên mà bộc phát, là bao nhiêu ngày tháng suy tư và thể chẳng anh dần hốc hác. Em hâm hâm em ngu si, anh âm thầm như cu ly, chỉ biết yêu em không chủ ý, dù em nhạt nhẽo chẳng thú vị, khóe mắt của em là vũ khí, nhìn em vui vẻ đã đủ cười, không dám.
Comparable to dropping a stone into water, and if you are able to maintain this emotional condition, you are able to drop pebbles in a rhythmic pattern. In addition, the field surrounding the body begins to expand. Now, you are more energy than substance, or more wave than particle. And now you feel a connection with something larger. And if you can feel more profoundly, abundantly, and comprehensively, you are dropping a large stone, which is causing a larger wave. Furthermore, this energy is a frequency, and all frequencies, like radio waves, carry information, and your intent is the purpose of that wave. Therefore, I had them maintain these higher levels for 10 minutes per day, twice per day, or 3 times per day for 4 days. after 4 days, their cortisol levels decreased by 3 standard deviations, a clinically significant decrease. However, their IGA levels rose from approximately 53.5 to 87. That right there is scientific history. They epigenetically signal new genes and new behaviors, and their immune systems are significantly more robust. And there were a few individuals whose values beyond the belief that 110 minutes of daily thankfulness could heal you. It is superior than any flu shot. Consequently, living a life of stress is a life of survival. All species in nature can endure brief periods of stress. Humans
Chờ đợi cả thanh xuân như cánh hoa 10 giờ vẫn y nguyên cảnh vật, nhưng chúng ta bây giờ đây thành người thừa, chẳng bất ngờ về chuyện đời hợp tan, chỉ chưa quen khi chơi với ngập tràn. Ai mang đi chân yêu rồi đập nát, để lại khúc nhạc buồn giữa trời đất âm vang. Người hữu tình dốc gan ruột vì nhau, cho đến cuối cùng thì có được gì đâu. Đem cho đời phải chăng sự bi sầu, giữ cho riêng mình một con tim dì máu. Đối diện câu chuyện độc thoại nội tâm, nhiều thứ anh cần học lại nội dung. Giá em ở đây trách móc phải lỗi lầm, thì cuộc đời anh các khóc lại đối xứng. Vì ai nên mang thanh xuân này vô định, kẻ hữu ý nhưng kẻ chỉ vô tình. Anh giống như Mr. Fantastic, bởi vì hạnh phúc của anh biết vô hình, em ơi.
or depressive thoughts lead to a specific environment, which in turn leads to a certain lifestyle, which then downregulates genes to produce inexpensive proteins, which then leads to sickness or ailment. Therefore, if a person is able to alter their way of thinking and adopt a healthier lifestyle, they will upregulate proteins that allow them to direct their own genetic destiny. Nonetheless, I hope you guys enjoyed the film, and do let us know your comments in the comment section.